Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today, I'm sitting with Mark Wellman of Bento Engine, a technology and content solution that helps you deliver personal and impactful advice to your clients and prospects during key moments of their financial journey. Today, Mark is going to take us through a day in the life of the average Bento user. And then I'll take over and walk you through GReminders and its integration with Redtail. So from here, Mark, I'll volley it over to you and you can take it away.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, if you're watching live. If you're watching this recording later, appreciate you taking the time as well. My name's Mark. I'm Director of Advice Engagement here at Bento Engine. And we understand that there's a lot of competing priorities in your life right now, and technology is supposed to make your life easier. So that's why we're here today, both Bento and GReminders, to show you how we can help make your life easier, help you grow your business, and ensure that your clients are getting your own unique brand of planning in the most efficient way possible. So I'm just going to share my screen here. And we just want you to know that Bento does make life easy. We have the integrated technology and content solution ready for you. Today, we're going to focus a little bit on Redtail, but we are available on several different platforms. But Bento itself, from a 30,000-foot view, my Zoom will go forward. There we go. Is a fintech helping client-centric advisors deepen existing client relationships and convert more prospects faster by systematically leading with proactive advice during moments that matter. Think of the technology combined with next best action alerts or even next best conversation alerts with the content built in there, leading towards actual advice engagement. But the whole underlying core belief here at Bento is that impactful advice is still best delivered by warm-blooded humans to warm-blooded humans supported by this smart technology. And our ultimate mission is to bring better advice beyond investing to more American families through you, their caring financial advisor, so that families thrive and advisor practices grow. Everything we do here at Bento is aimed at that true north. We also know through various studies that clients reward this level of comprehensive advice. We asked hundreds of older, wealthy, advised clients, if you were to receive this level of proactive advice beyond investing, how likely would you be able to do these certain things? 82% said they were likely or very likely to remain loyal with their current financial advisor, with a Kitsy survey showing that it costs just over $3,000 to bring in any new client, combining the actual dollars that go into it as well as the time put into marketing. Having 82% higher loyalty rate is going to save you that money immediately. 77% they were likely or very likely to recommend their advisor to friends and family, which is the gold standard for prospecting, as we all know. And then 64% said they were likely or very likely to consolidate their assets under a single advisor. But we also know that there is a gap in the industry. We know that 68% of Americans pass without a will. 64% don't even know what a 529 plan is. And 85% of eligible investors don't make catch-up contributions. Now, especially for catch-up, will we ever be able to get that number to 100%? Probably not, if we're being honest. However, only 40% of clients that we surveyed heard from their financial advisor as they were approaching age 50. If we can bring that number to 100, ensuring our clients are properly advised, we can definitely move the needle on this. I know what you're sitting there thinking. This is nothing negative on what you're doing. A lot of advisors are out there doing this. But as I mentioned at the start, there's a lot of competing priorities. You're only human, and there's only so many hours in the day. So let's introduce this smart technology to put automation where it's appropriate, but still ensuring that deeper client-advisor relationship. Now, how Bento helps are 11 different ways. I'm not going to dive into every single one of them, but just to highlight that we're not just doing these alerts combined with content. We are helping you provide that proactive advice, helping you sell your entire solution platform. Should you have both insurance or tax or other different offerings in your office, staying engaged in front of mind with the client is going to help drive that adoption. We're also helping train on-the-job staff with key wealth management strategies, which I'll dive into in a moment. Ensuring full compliance with a well-documented delivery of that advice, ensuring a minimum standard of care for every single client in your book, whether they are the top, middle, or bottom, and helping you meet client communication preferences, engaging the client the way they prefer to be engaged, whether that be email, phone call, or face-to-face. Bento is there to help. Now, the way Bento works is deceptively simple, but we want to keep it simple for your side. As you can see that we connect directly into Redtail, but also 6 other CRMs, including Salesforce, HubSpot, Wealthbox, and others. Contact me directly to ask about your specific CRM, but today we'll focus on Redtail. Using an API connection, we mine every single contact to identify upcoming advice opportunities. When we discover one of those opportunities, we marry it with content from our proprietary library, and then using our sophisticated timing engine, we put it back into your CRM in the form of an activity or a task, combined with all of that content ready to go. And we currently offer 5 powerful solutions, from client deepening to lead conversion to lead generation. Today, I'm going to focus on the first 3, our life and numbers, life events, and children and wealth. These are going to be our moments that matter opportunities. If you are interested in driving more leads from your website, or if you have a large pool of 401k plan participants or prospects, then 4 or 5 might be right for you as well. Again, reach out to me directly. We can dive into those solutions as needed. But we also help you cover the entire life cycle of the client, whether that be life and numbers, tracking the 15 regulatory birth dates along a client's financial journey, whether that be the ad hoc moments, such as buying or selling a home, getting married, getting divorced, or having a child, or to engage the true G2, G3, the kids and grandkids of children in the book, giving you a very powerful engagement moment with that client. Our Children and Wealth, which is a full financial education and literacy program from kids from 4 years old till 18. This is what Bento is looking for in your CRM. Think of Bento as Intel inside in the CRM, because there's no extra template or tab you have to have open on on your internet browser there. There is no extra software you have to download, anything like that. We live inside the CRM. And to show you exactly how that works, I have Redtail here ready to go. Picture it. It's Monday morning. You've just finished your 3rd cup of coffee, firing up Redtail. What do I need to do this week? I go into my activity list as an astute financial advisor. I see that I have normal course of business things, nothing to do with Bento. But here are these Bento alerts, always with the age, the topic, and the client associated, automatically populated into your CRM at the moment they need to happen. If I don't want to advise Anatole on QCDs, she's not philanthropically inclined, I can delete this task and move on with my day, just like anything else. But I do see RMDs. This I want to click on and drill down deeper. I haven't spoken to Anatole in a few months. This is a perfect targeted reason for me to reach out and engage. So I know now that Anatole is going to turn 73 coming up this September. Now I want to start talking about RMDs, who this topic's most relevant for, links to the most up-to-date content, best practices, and other solutions that are going to come up from this conversation. If I know Anatole is a visual learner, I simply click on the 4th link here. Here is client-facing information I can deliver directly and be sure to inform my client of this topic and help have a productive conversation. Everything's short, 1 to 2 pages long, following a what, why, how philosophy. What is this topic all about? Why should I care as the client? And then how does it all work? The last page is always supporting information, the current as of, the underlying US tax code, where all this information has come from, further reading from vetted, reputable sources if the client's interested, and keeping everyone safe with a disclaimer. But we also know that Anatole is always on the go. She's always on her phone. Best way to reach her is over email. So this is where I would click the first link to bring up an email template. It will open in a Word doc format so that you can copy paste to whatever compliance rails or email client you prefer. All you have to do is change what's in red here. Just the intro, outro, keep everything in black as standard, attach that PDF, send to the client. Back into the alert, Anatole's coming in for a meeting or like to set up a Zoom or a phone call. So here we have talking points. preparing for the meeting, great ways to introduce and frame the conversation, close, next step, and wrap up. If you haven't talked about RMDs in a while or any of our topics, or you have someone in the office that you want to get trained up on certain projects, or if you have a client that you know is going to ask those in the weeds questions, we provide this internal use only advisor FAQ. Think of it as a cheat sheet for your back pocket. It's our most technical content, 10 to 15 pages long, still split into the what, the why, the how, but I can see the question, I get a detailed answer, and I also get the underlying US tax code where that answer has come from. And that's a Bento alert in a nutshell. These are automatically populated in your activity list at the moment it needs to happen, combined with these links with compliance pre-approved content so you can ensure your clients are getting the best possible outcome. And now I know that I'm sitting here with the Bento logo behind me, and obviously I'm a little biased thinking how great Bento is, but we are lucky enough to be being recognized by the industry throughout 2022 into 2024, number of awards being added to our shelf, which we are eternally grateful for, especially to our users who are sharing the power of Bento and what it's been doing for them. Because as I mentioned, with only so many hours in the day, to stay on top of your clients' birthdays with their spouses and their kids and their grandkids, and then your prospects with their kids, their spouses, and their grandkids, it is impossible to stay on top of all of this. Let Bento scan every single contact in that CRM to identify these to keep you proactive, and everyone gets the white glove service, whether they are in the top, middle, or bottom of your book, with an average reported time spent with Bento about 20 minutes per week, saving hours every single week. We have a number of testimonials from our friend Michael Kitses talking about how we're facilitating the next best conversation, to one of our early users, Jason over at HFM, talking how scaling personal proactive advice and information is critical and how Bento is allowing them to do just that. But overall, the value proposition here at Bento is twofold. For your clients, we're getting a better client experience with better client outcomes. For you, we are helping you deepen those relationships with higher loyalty and referral rates, helping you convert prospects faster, for giving a differentiated pitch than other financial advisors in your neighborhood. Also with the efficiency and scale, helping you with those time savings against it doing manually, advisor training when it needs to happen, and then compliance with a pre-approved, well-documented process, all of that equaling organic growth. And finally, just to wrap up, I'm sure the big question on everyone's mind, what is the pricing? It really depends on how many programs you'd like to add. Our Children in Wealth, our Life in Numbers, and Life Events. If you'd like the entire Bento box, as we call it, you're looking at just over $1,900 per year. Or to put that in ROI terms, if you have a 1% ROA, you're looking at just under 200,000 in AUM defended, deepened, or added to your book from using Bento to cover the cost. It's all ROI from there. All of my advisors are reporting that within the first 2 to 3 months, and they're in the green afterwards. We do have a monthly option as well, anywhere from $99 to $179 a month. Try us out for a few months, make sure you can see the value it's driving, and feel free to switch to annual at any time. Quickly wrap up and thank everyone for either attending live or for watching the replay. Really excited for you to see the power of Bento. Not only that, to see how GReminders can help with that, to book more of those meetings and ensure the clients are getting the best possible outcomes that they can.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. This is just too cool. Something that as you were going through this, and I feel like every time I talk with you, I'm just reminded how similar, even though we both do very different things. Obviously, Bento is much different than GReminders. It almost feels like our purpose is exactly the same. Like we're coming from the perspective of tech built for advisors, but automating these processes that, garner like the client experience. We're not trying to lose personability. If anything, I think our tools are made to make it, so that way you have or can deliver a much more personalized client experience that maybe other advisors are not able to do. So I love that every time you talk about Bento, I'm always reminded like, oh my gosh, they're really putting personability back into the client experience. and automating like such large processes and parts of those client journeys. So thank you so much.
I feel the same way about GReminders. That's why we're proud GReminders users ourselves.
That's right. That's right. And you guys are just the best partners. Like we just always have so much of the same outlook to building a piece of tech for financial advisors, truly. So thank you so much, Mark. As he said, we are GReminders. We are an automated scheduling and reminders platform for advisors. We aim to limit that human error, streamline and increase productivity, and then of course, reduce no-shows in your practice. My name is Ziara Burkett. I'm the partner relationship manager with GReminders. A little background on me. I also come from the financial services industry. I was a marketing director for an advisory for a number of years, so I'm really familiar with a lot of the pain points advisors and operations teams are experiencing when it comes to scheduling and follow-up. I've built many advisory CRM databases across multiple platforms like Redtail, Wealthbox, and HubSpot. So needless to say, I'm really excited to show you how beneficial GReminders can be for your business. Okay, so how does GReminders really fit into the financial services industry and where did we start out? So in 2018, we saw a niche in the marketplace because Google had stopped offering text reminders. The G in GReminders was really just meant to stand for Google, as in Google Reminders, since we only offered reminders for appointments on the Google Calendar. It didn't take long, however, for us to kind of move into offering reminders on Outlook and then online scheduling. So from there, it really just seemed like this natural progression to move into the financial services industry as we saw this need becoming greater for advisors. We started working with Redtail to develop an integration, and then we added Wealthbox, and the response we received really confirmed that this was the industry for us to focus on and tailor our product to. So last year, we launched our integrations with two of the biggest financial services CRMs in the industry and have continued to expand on those as well as quite a few others. So G2 rated us in the top 100 of fastest growing products in 2023. We are super excited to share that as it's a big accomplishment of ours and kind of what we view as a testament to tailoring our product to advisors and just the return that we've seen from that as a whole. So let's jump right into GReminders and really how we integrate with Redtail. So how do we stand out from your current automated scheduling system? So we're the only one that seamlessly integrates with Redtail, offering that two-way sync between your calendar and CRM. So unlike other systems, we automate workflows and activity templates without the need for complex criteria setups, like sometimes those tricky automations. While Redtail's automations require manual triggers for activity templates, GReminders can automate those. So we can update contact information, we can add new contacts to your CRM when those appointments are scheduled. Our system writes to UDFs and seamlessly interfaces with your calendar. So if you're not using the Redtail's calendar, we can also use your Google or Microsoft calendar as well. There's also no need for Zapier. So GReminders is direct, customizable, and operates all within the background of your CRM and your calendar. So I say, directly integrate. What does that mean? I think that this puts a really great visual to how confusing other automated scheduling platforms can be when we're trying to integrate them into your CRM. So if you're a Calendly or similar automated scheduling tool user, you're likely relying on Zaps to achieve that full automation. While Calendly gives our clients the ability to choose meeting times, which is exactly what we want in an automated scheduler, the process requires setting up Zaps to show that in our CRM. So without Zapier, those essential actions like creating those activities, adding contacts, launching workflows, those are all remaining unautomated. So this not only adds to the complexity of new tech, but it also incurs additional costs, making sure those Zaps are always kept up to date. It's not something that can just live within the background. It still requires a decent amount of management. So this is what our direct integration with Redtail looks like. So GReminders, as I said, operates directly with your CRM at an organizational level. So we're eliminating any of those unnecessary middlemen. Whether someone books through GReminders or you schedule an event on your work calendar manually, we are seamlessly integrating into the CRM. This involves adding those contacts, setting those activities, triggering those activity templates. We're going beyond, we're launching those workflows, tailored to those meeting types. It's all buildable and customizable. So it's any that you want. It's an easy drop down. When you need to schedule, reschedule, cancel a meeting, it's all managed directly from your CRM and your calendar. So there's no need to send additional booking links or reschedule something through a booking link or sending out another email. Just make the change to your calendar. With reminders set up, your clients and prospects receive confirmations for those scheduled, rescheduled, and canceled meetings. Okay, so a couple features that I really like to point out to financial advisors specifically, because I can see such a large or vast amount of use cases with them. Specifically, the first one being routing forms for advisories. So this is really great for advisories, maybe catering to those with multiple locations or advisors servicing really specific needs. These forms utilize pre-screening questions to ensure precise routing of prospects and clients to the most suitable advisor. So, for example, certain advisors may handle exclusively Northeast clients, while others focus on Southwest clients, or maybe they specialize in areas such as Medicare or specific account types. The second most notable feature is our bulk send feature, and this is going to streamline communication by enabling you to send emails and text messages to really personalized lists. So the process is really easy. You just export that list from your CRM, input the email and phone numbers into the bulk send. This feature finds really practical application in just a myriad of use cases. I think what we see most often is things like annual review notifications. You get, the notification in your CRM, that these people need annual reviews. You've got a whole process around scheduling those a month out. So instead, you'll just export that list, put it into the bulk send, and then send out a text message saying, hey, it's time to schedule your annual review with me. Here's the link to do so. So that way you can really streamline that process rather than making, tens of hundreds of calls, who knows how many clients you're servicing. It's also really great for notifying clients of your qualified charitable distributions, or maybe it's time to take those RMDs. So these features are really intricately designed to enhance the effectiveness and the customization of your advisory processes. Just like Mark had said, we're really trying to create such personability and understanding in the client experience. And so I think this is just another way of automating a major process in the client advisor processes, and without losing any of that personability. So as I mentioned before, our capability to write back information to the contact really becomes particularly evident whenever we're writing back that information to UDFs. So this process involves transferring information collected during scheduling or post-scheduled questions and importing that directly back into the contact in your CRM. So the key here is ensuring that you do have that UDF set up in Redtail already with the specific information that you want to collect, but our system will take care of this by automating the inputting of the gathered details into your CRM, saving you effort, and just really ensuring accurate importing of really valuable data. And then I also spoke a bit about how we are automatically launching workflows against a contact when a meeting is scheduled. So we're able to launch one or more workflows against individual meeting types when scheduled with GReminders. So with Redtail, you're no longer having to set up that tricky automation criteria. You're simply just selecting the workflow you'd like to launch, and we will do the work for you by linking the contact as well as the roles or teams. I also want to touch on activity templates. It's relatively the exact same process. You're just selecting it from a dropdown. Once you've already got the activity template built out, our system will read it, see the name, and then you can fire those off when specific meetings are scheduled. So typically for smaller firms, we're seeing that their operational processes are mapped out in activity templates rather than building out an entire workflow. But for larger firms, maybe we want to trigger a few different activity templates in addition to a workflow. So now you can kind of do this with GReminders, and it makes it a little bit easier. You can, as I said, set as many or as few activity templates and workflows when each meeting is scheduled through us. So we talked about scheduling, we talked about how we live in the CRM from a scheduling perspective, but let's talk a little bit about the reminder side of GReminders. So our current functionality includes the automated sending of reminders for initial booking notifications, standard reminders for upcoming meetings, follow-ups post-meeting, meeting reschedule notifications, and meeting cancellation notifications. So I think kind of what sets us apart here is that these reminders write back to the contact card. As an advisor or operations team member, this is going to ensure that you're retaining the ability to access the historical timeline. So obviously, integration here is key, and for an advisor, staying informed about the latest correspondence with clients is crucial. The easiest way to stay on top of this is by reviewing the contact notes, and our system is trying to make sure that that process is streamlined and efficient. I think we all know the age-old trope: if it's not in Redtail, it didn't happen. So we are determined to not be part of that problem. If you have confirmations set up with us, when your client or prospect replies yes to your reminder or appointment confirmation, we'll add a little check mark to your calendar to show that they've confirmed. We want to reduce the amount of time it takes to make those day before confirmation calls. So this will drastically shorten that timeline in terms of making those calls. We've also got this neat little talkback feature. So if you ask them to reply confirming that they'll be attending, you can create automatic personalized messages to thank them for confirming their appointment. Or alternatively, if they reply no, you can send them a message with a reschedule link so they can reschedule the meeting. We don't want you to lose the personability or diminish the client experience. So we're trying to create these small features to ensure that your clients still feel like they're getting that A-lister treatment. And last but not least here, I'm wrapping it up. If you have reschedule notifications with us, you can automate a notification be sent to the client or prospect so they receive an email or text message alerting them their meeting was rescheduled, which really just means one less click for you. So instead of rebooking that meeting, just move it on your calendar and our system will send them a personalized message alerting them of that change. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I really appreciate everyone just carving out time in your day to sit and listen to us geek out over our platforms. As I said before, coming from the financial services industry, I think we both see the pain points that these techs solve. I know that if I would have had these tools when scheduling and client milestones or client experience was a big part of my job description, this really would have freed up so much back and forth and time I probably could have spent on many other projects. And then, of course, just a huge thank you to Mark for sitting down with me again. This is our second webinar together, and every time we chat, like I said before, I just feel like I always come away from our conversations knowing so much more about this industry and Bento Engine than I did before. So thank you, Mark, so much for joining me. For more information on GReminders specifically and the integration with Redtail, you can head over to greminders.com/Redtail, and you can set up that free trial or get a much more personalized demo than, as Mark so eloquently put, this 30,000-foot view of GReminders.
That's fantastic. No, thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me. And same, anytime we chat, I come out with new ideas. I'm refreshed, excited, energized. I know everyone watching is probably feeling the same way right now.
Yes. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mark. I will talk to everybody later.